I'll tell you what, people, there is absolutely no low that the Democrats will not stoop to. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I just happened to pop online, my freaking homepage came up, and I came across this article from The View, or from The Hill, rather. So, I don't know how you call it news if it's by The Hill, but get a fucking load of this. Okay. Every Republican must answer this first question in the first debate. Okay, now when I first clicked on this, I honestly thought that, this is like an officially confirmed question or whatever. Like, they're actually going to ask this. I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's about the economy, maybe it's about guns, maybe it's about abortion. No. It's about Trump. Like, fucking hell. So, this article was written by William S. Becker. So, no, I didn't have any idea who that is until I clicked this. So, William S. Becker. Oh, where did I put it? Who is William S. Becker? Right, so apparently this guy works for Department of Energy. Served for nearly 2 decades as senior official at the U.S. Department of Energy. He specializing in energy efficiency and renewable energy. In 2007, he left DOE to create Presidential Climate Action Project, which convenes national leaders to blah, blah, blah. Long story short, he's a tree humper. But anyway, so that's William S. Becker. So get a load of this article, though. Get a load of what he writes here. 7 Republicans have qualified so far to participate in the first debate of the 2024 presidential election campaign. Each has met the national committee's criteria based on their ranking in polls and the number of unique donations they've received. In addition, the RNC says each must sign a pledge to support whomever becomes the GOP's presidential nominee. Some aren't happy about that. I'm pretty sure he's referring to himself when he says that. He says for good reason. Like, first, because when he says some aren't happy about that. Like, I don't think he's talking about the actual Republicans. I think he's just talking about himself here. For good reason. No one should be bound to support a candidate they feel is unfit for office. Yeah, sounds a little on the moral side, but again, being as he's really just referring to himself here, yeah. We already know the So first of all, we already know the Republican leading in the polls is unfit for the presidency or any other public office. Like, how fucking, Okay, I mean, first of all, when he says the Republican leading in the polls, yeah, he won't even put... you could have just said Trump is unfit for the presidency or any other public office. Like, what the fuck? And yeah, here's another thing. We already know. Like, wow. Just pass it off as a given. Never mind the fact that none of his 78 indictments have even... Or, I think it's 4 indictments on 78 charges or whatever. So much for innocent till proven guilty. Look at this. However his alleged felonies play out, Donald Trump has disgraced himself and the presidency and egregiously violated his oath of office. It's with his apparent... With his apparent efforts to overthrow a valid national election, even encouraging an armed mob to march to the Capitol to prevent the transfer of power. Oh, yeah. This guy is really... This is just real scumbaggery right here. How the fuck do you live with yourself knowing you even wrote such a paragraph? I mean, good God. However his alleged felonies play out. In other words, even if he's found innocent, he still disgraced himself in the presidency and violated his oath. So yeah, basically what he's saying here. So, however his alleged felonies play out. Disgraced himself and the presidency and egregiously... Yeah, this part. Egregiously violated his oath of office. However his alleged felonies play out, he egregiously violated his oath of office. In other words, even if he's found innocent, he's still guilty. Wow, what a fucking scumbag. That's basically what he's saying right here. However his alleged felonies play out, Donald Trump has egregiously violated his oath of office. That's basically what they're getting at. It's like, even if he's innocent, he's still guilty. That is such... Wow. With his apparent efforts to... Yeah, the word apparent here is just a CYA, by the way. With his apparent efforts to overthrow a valid national election. Okay, yeah, because if he ever wrote with his efforts to overthrow a valid national election, that's really what he wanted to. The apparent here is just a CYA. You know, just cover your ass. That way he can't, so you know he didn't, you know what his real opinion is. Even encouraging an armed mob to march on Capitol Hill to prevent the transfer of power. I mean, first of all, encouraging an armed mob to march on to the Capitol. He did not. Anyone who actually read those tweets, anyone who actually saw his comments, no, he fucking did not encourage. Second of all, first of all, he didn't encourage them. You know, he just said, go to the Capitol. And then, an armed mob? Yeah, Ashley Babbitt was murdered by a Capitol Hill cop. She was completely unarmed. So, you fucking scumbags. Basically blaming the victim here. An armed mob. If that mob had been armed, every single Capitol cop would have been killed. Okay, that's the bottom line. You fucking scumbag. To prevent the transfer of power. So, yeah, here they're basically just passing off. So here he's basically just flat out passing off what Donald Trump's motivations were when he told everyone go to the Capitol. Yeah, he told people go to the Capitol, but first of all, the mob wasn't armed. It wasn't even a mob. It was a mostly peaceful protest. Look at this shit. Look and listen to the... Oh, here's another good one. Should Trump become the Republican nominee, we would have good reason to doubt the patriotism of anyone who supports him. Okay, yeah, so here he just basically said anyone who supports Donald Trump is a domestic terrorist, is basically what he's saying here. And here's where it gets even better. If the RNC's candidates are to sign a loyalty oath, it should be to support the Constitution and the rule of law. That's what the oath of office is, you idiot. First of all, every Republican candidate for president, besides Trump, should promise not to pardon the former president if he is convicted of felonies related to the 2020 election and the insurrection. Are we still using this language? The insurrection? We're still calling it that. Like, good grief. Police escorted insurrection is hardly... No, this was a false flag... No, January 6th was a false flag terrorist attack perpetrated by the FBI. If you're still denying that at this point, then you're just a lost cause. Okay, every Republican candidate for president besides Trump should promise not to pardon the former... Oh, and get a load of this. They should promise to support impeaching and removing him from office if he wins the election and pardons himself. You can't... A president cannot pardon himself. If they could, then frickin' Richard Nixon would have pardoned himself, you fucking moron. You fucking fear-mongering fascist. You piece of shit. Wow. This is like one of the worst articles I've ever read in a long time, man. William Becker, you really are a piece of shit. You are scum. We cannot allow Trump to establish the precedent that a president or former president can escape accountability for attempting to subvert the will of the American people in a free and fair election. I got 2 words for you, jackass. Robert Mueller. Okay, here, 3 words. Robert Mueller report. What a piece of shit this guy is. And and to establish a precedent that a president or former president can escape accountability for attempting to subvert. Get the fuck out of here. Robert Mueller report. Piece of crap. Yeah, how'd that Russian collusion frickin' allegation work out for you, you scumbag? In the likely event the RNC does not require candidates to make these promises, and by the way, you fucking putting them in this article basically just guarantees that they can't ask that question. Because, yeah, nominees aren't supposed to know the questions before being asked. Then here is the first question the Fox News moderators should ask the participants in the 2023 debate. Will you go on record tonight with this pledge? Do you pledge to honor the decisions of the U.S. justice system in regard to Donald Trump? They can pardon him if they want to, if he's found guilty. Which, unless the judge is a complete fascist, then yes, he will be found innocent. Well, should be found innocent and will be found innocent are 2 different things, but seriously. Do you pledge to frickin'... Will you go on record tonight with this pledge? Do you pledge to honor the decisions of the U.S. justice system in regard to Donald Trump? Gee, I don't know, jackass. Do you think... would you support... Do you pledge to honor the decision of the U.S. justice system in regard to Donald Trump if he's found innocent? I don't think so. They're probably gonna... Nope, not likely. You're not going to. Not at all. If Donald Trump is found innocent on, like, all 4 indictments, on, like, what is it, like 78 charges? Yeah. 80 times acquitted President Trump. Oh my god. You are such a scumbag. Wow. Yeah, like, he's basically just assuming that Trump is going to get found guilty on all 78 charges or whatever. So this guy, there is... I can't believe that. There's absolutely no low that the Democrats will not stoop to, is there? Not frickin'... There's no low that they will not stoop to, is there? Just not at all. This guy is just such a scumbag. This frickin' William S. Becker. Wow, what a piece of shit. Yeah, Trump wins the nomination. What are you gonna fucking do, asshole? Are you going to honor the fair... What? How did he word it? Hold on a sec. How did he word that? In a free and fair election. Are you going to honor the free and fair election if he wins the nomination? Are you going to honor a free and fair election if he wins the the general election? I think not. You're not going to. This is not... The sad part is this guy actually gets paid to write this article. He's getting paid by The Hill. But yeah, The Hill, these people can suck my ass. Can suck my dick, fucking... These people are so fucking radicalized. They can't even fathom Trump winning the election. Like, oh my god, it's gonna be like the same people who were sniveling all over social media when he won in 2016. It's like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself. It's like, bye, see ya. Anyway, guys, that's all. These people are such worthless pieces of shit. This is such scumbaggery at its finest. The Hill, fucking fire this asshole. If you have any integrity at all, just fire William S. Becker. Okay? He's too deranged, too radicalized to function in normal society. He's too primitive and barbaric. He's far too tribal. This is just barbarism right here. This guy, this man's opinion is just the opinion of a fucking primate. That's it. Of an under. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for that's all I got for right now. I mean, these people are real scum. So, anyway, guys, I'll see you guys later.